Battlefield 4 has long been a favorite of the Battlefield community despite its rocky launch, and for several good reasons. Today we're going to go over those reasons and also take a look at how the game itself holds up in 2020. Now before we start, make sure that if you enjoy the video that you leave it a nice juicy like. If you really enjoy the video, then make sure you subscribe to get more content like this. Now let's just jump right into the gameplay because this is going to be one of the biggest reasons, and that is just the amount of epic moments that you can experience in this game. Whether you're an infantry player, a vehicle player, going into vehicle players, if you're a tank player, jet player, helicopter player, whatever playstyle you have, you can come in and have a great time playing this game. It can be difficult learning like the controls of the helicopters, but once you do get those down, you can just have a fantastic time in this game. There's tons of epic moments that you can experience, including Levolution, the destruction of certain buildings, just really cool stuff. It's an amazing sandbox. There's just, if you've played the game before, then you know, but if not, it's definitely one of the biggest reasons to try this game out, even though it is a pretty old game in 2020. Now, talking about the different game modes to experience those epic moments, the biggest one that you're going to be able to find, and the most popular one still, is going to be Conquest Large. Now, this is going to be mainly for the locker addicts and for the vehicle players, because most of the regular Conquest Large servers are going to be things like Goldman Railway and Siege of Shanghai, which do offer a lot of vehicle combat, more so Goldman Railway. Siege of Shanghai is kind of balanced, I would say, but definitely Goldman Railway is going to be more vehicle focused. Now Lockers is purely infantry chaos, so if you're addicted to Operation Underground or Operation Metro in other Battlefield games, then you're going to love Operation Lockers. Now Conquest Small and Rush, those are my personal favorites. Those are those 16v16 modes that are missing from Battlefield 5. So if you're a Battlefield 5 player that's disappointed that Frontlines is gone, and you can't find a server on BF1, I would say come check out BF4 and try Conquest Small or Rush. You can have a really good time on both of those game modes if you like that 16v16 chaos. That's still, it's more focused on infantry, but there's still vehicles that you can play around with. It's a really good time. I enjoy those modes. There's a lot less random things that are killing you, but they are much harder to find servers on than in something like Conquest Large, which is almost always populated, even during non-peak hours. Now, non-peak hours, no matter what you're looking for, you're probably going to have to wait in a queue to find a full server. It's fine if you're willing to wait. If not, peak hours, this game comes alive. So pick one or the other. Most of the time, you're going to have to wait in a queue for the specific server you're looking for. But speaking of servers, I want to talk about the communities, and it's just really awesome to see all the different communities that are still on BF4. Every time you log on, there's tons of private servers that are still going strong and still have lots of players in them and lots of players waiting to get in them just to go in and enjoy what these communities have put together and are still putting on all these years later. It's just really great to see, and it's just a testament to how well DICE put this game together way back in the day. One other thing you have to get into when you are talking about the gameplay, I know I kind of jumped into the servers, but the gunplay is extremely satisfying, and that is such a key part of an FPS game. Obviously you want the gunplay to be satisfying, and one of the biggest reasons for that is because every time you get a kill, it feels like you've earned it. That is super important. You look at Battlefield 5 before update 5.2 and after update 6.2, it feels like that satisfying gunplay has come back, because when you get kills, it feels like you've earned it. It's not just mashing down the trigger button and hoping that you get a kill, or just mowing down tons of enemies because you held down the trigger button. It's nothing like that. You feel like you've controlled the recoil on a weapon and earned a kill. You've earned that spot on the leaderboard and you've earned those points, and that's just extremely satisfying in an FPS game. It's not easy mode. It's not anything like that. You've earned it. Now, another thing you have to talk about when talking about the gunplay is the gun bench. The gun bench is actually way ahead of its time, and it's really awesome. You can definitely put weapons together the way that you want them for your specific strengths and weaknesses, so that you can have your favorite weapons set up for your liking. and go into matches knowing that you have a strong weapon for your playstyle and it's something unique, something that we've been missing from Battlefield the past 2 releases. Obviously BF1 had the different class setups, the different weapon types. It was the same weapon just 3 or 4 different times. And then BF5 you have the customization, and then you have the actual specializations which act like an attachment would do, but they're not really. And it's also pretty limited if you really want to get into it. BF4 you do have a bit more that you can go into as far as different things that you want to put on your weapon, especially the different scopes, the different under barrel attachments, the different, you can get cannon iron sights, you can get lasers, a lot of things that you would expect in a modern shooter. It obviously would be hard to do that in a World War II game, but I feel like there could be options that you could put in something like BF5 that weren't. There's no use in talking about that though. It's not like it's coming to the game anyway. It's just really great to see in BF4. So if you enjoy something like Modern Warfare's gun bench, I would say check out Battlefield 4 because you'll really like the one that's there as well. Like I said, you can really customize the weapon to your liking and you'll have a unique setup when you are on the battlefield. Now I will say, picking between PC and console, if you are choosing PC, you do have a couple of advantages. Not only do you have the better player base to kind of find servers in, a little more consistency there, you do also have the option to have better graphics. I've seen people upgrade the game up to 4K. Now obviously not everyone is going to be able to do that, but consoles are locked to something like 900p, which isn't amazing. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. It definitely makes the game look a lot more dated, which isn't always fun. It can make seeing things kind of hard at times and things look a little grainy. Now, like I said, it's not horrible. It doesn't look like something from the Xbox 360, but it would be nice to get an update just to kind of push things to 1080p, or even if you could get it to 4K for people who have like the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X, just something nice like that, because it definitely makes it look pretty dated, as I'm sure you can see in the gameplay here. Now overall, I will say that Battlefield 4 is more than worth it in 2020. The game is super fun and it's definitely worth getting back into. Now as always, like I said with Battlefield 1, I do recommend going with the EA Access route because it is only $5 per month to do EA Access and you have access to all of the other games in the vault. So Battlefield 4, you'd get that plus premium, and you could get Battlefield 1, you could get Hardline, you could get Titanfall, a lot of Star Wars games. There's so many things in the vault that you might enjoy that I always recommend getting EA Access. I have it myself and no, I'm not getting paid to do it. I just think it's actually a pretty good deal if you enjoy a lot of games like that. Now if not, if you strictly just want Battlefield 4, you can find it for about $20 in certain retailers. Now no, because of the nasty cheese touch that's going around, I won't say the word because it'll kill this video. It may be hard to find it like that. I don't know about shipping. You're definitely not going to be able to go into stores to go find it. Finding it online, probably still find it around the same price. But like I said, I don't know how fast people will be able to ship it. You could also get it digitally. Again, pricing digitally can vary depending on which site you go to. I would imagine it'd be around like $20 or something like that as well. I would just check on your console or on your PC or Steam or wherever you want to purchase your game. Now the problem with that is you have the $20, but then you have to pay extra for premium. Now on occasion, EA does run free premium passes for the older Battlefield titles, but that doesn't come around very often. So you're looking at upwards of $30 extra just to get the premium pass. Now, again, I think you can see why I recommend just going with the EA Access route. It's just way cheaper, but again, it is totally up to you on how you decide to purchase your game. Those are going to be your options. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave it a nice juicy like, and if you want more content like this, then remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.